Okay. Guess we're all live now. Should be. Just check the streams. Hey, Flip Jug. Nothing moving at all, buddy. Nothing at all. It's a really quiet morning. Well, I mean, we've got BPTS, which is a sub $2 stock, so I won't be touching it. But that's moving, but not a lot else. So we'll see what happens. I guess it's going to be one of those quiet days. Right now, you just have to wait and see. Lucid. I can't believe, in terms of gappers, not a single one of the top 5, 6, top 7 are actual equities. They're ETFs. About an hour. So I'm sorting out the stream, getting everything together, and also looking for any kind of movers. So about an hour. Well, not really. Not really. It depends if there's market movers. So right now there's not. So I normally, when I was in Dublin, I would be looking from about 7 p.m. onwards and get started and then start trading 7:30. Now I'm not really starting much till 7:30 onwards, and sitting down at about 7:30. So I sometimes miss the early moves from kind of between 7:30 and 8. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. Nothing moving right now. All ETFs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The top 8 gappers this morning, top 8 movers this morning are all ETFs, over $2, that is. Very quiet, Alistair. Very quiet. Just sitting twiddle my thumbs, I think. So watch a video or some descriptions. We'll go to YouTube and watch a video and see what happens. Watch a replay of last week's, action. There's nothing moving at the moment today. Hey, Alberto. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, that last week was a good week for most people that on this that were trading with this channel last week. It was some good momentum. So I had a red day, I think. Did I have a red day last week? Oh, I had 3 red days last week. Yeah, I did. I'm just looking at 4 red days in a row. I thought that was the week before. I've got to have lost a week. Or added a week. Oh, okay. So yeah, I had 4 red days and then finished strong with 12k at the end of last week. So that recovered the drawdown from the 4 red days. Luckily, the 4 red days weren't big red days. And they came off a fairly strong week the week before. So we're back at all-time highs. And hopefully we'll finish this week strong. What do I need to do to be on target for the year? That's a good question for me to ask myself. So 52k is where we're at the moment. Let's have a look at where we're at on the year. So I'm looking at 120 for the month. It's month 9, so I should be 1,080,000. Oh, I'm way over that. I'm still ahead of goal for the year. So I'm 32k ahead of goal for the year at the minute, which is not bad. Because you consider we've got a week, you know, that's pro-rated to the end of September. So I've still got a week of September left. But to the end of September, I've got 32k worth of goodness. Morning, Dennis. Yeah, well, there you go, Flip Jug. No such thing as a free lunch. Hey, Greg, good to see you, buddy. Happy Monday to you as well. Not a lot moving. Not a lot. I've got absolutely nothing on my watch list this morning. Nothing really worth watching. There's nothing moving. I've got nothing on my watch list this morning. The biggest gap above $2 is an ETF, and it's the only one above $2 that's moved above 2% this morning. So we've got a few movers with sub $2. It's like BPTS is the I think it's one of the top movers. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, it is the top mover. It's the only mover above $1 that's above 10% move this morning. 10% gap. I'll go back to charts here. Switch it for the momentum, and there ain't much. So yeah. Yeah, I think you can get. You can probably find if you go to DWS on Interactive Brokers live account, but the sim in there for the live data and everything else, it works out cheaper, I think. It's yeah, C Megan Das, 120 quid, not 220. Well, it's 220 if you don't use it. Yeah, I get you. Yeah. TWS ain't that bad. It's not that good, but it ain't that bad. It's no dash trader, that's for sure. Yeah, well, the best thing to do is play around with it and watch some YouTube tutorials to get the grips of it. And it's the same with any platform. Before you look at it, you're like, okay, where do I start? You know. But I've never traded with TradeZero, so I don't know what their platform is like. I just know what I've been told, and I just relay what I've been told. So. So right now, I guess nothing. Carlisle. And they bought one of my old companies. Absolutely trashed it. I knew saying that it wasn't in great shape when they bought it, but they made it into an absolute joke. Yeah, Carlisle. Micro algo above the VWAP might be interesting, but until it gets there, no. Nothing doing. market's down again quite considerably as well. We've got the S&P 500. So the Spider S&P 500, or SPY is the ticker. It's an ETF that tracks the market. It tracks the S&P 500, which is a good barometer for the market in general. And as you can see, it's just kind of chopping sideways, but it's down after another selling day on Friday. Look at this on the 15, you'll see what I'm talking about. So we out of the blocks on initial selling, but then we had a little bit of rally. Then the bearish end pattern before the sell-off. Bit of a pop before the close, and then sell-off into the close. So yeah, Friday not a good day, and a sell-off day on Thursday as well. So let's have a look at the daily on the SPY. I'm going back to October last year. So coming into after this would have been what, October, the bottom was October the 12th last year. So since then we've been in this upwards trend, but we're coming to the bottom of this this channel. We're approaching the bottom of this channel here. So we broke through that midpoint, or that key support level that we've seen a number of times here. So we broke through that, and now we're approaching the bottom of this. We need a bounce before it breaks out of this upwards channel, and hopefully that will set us on a nice bullish run into the final quarter of the year. Otherwise, we could be looking at a turnaround into another bear market. Yeah, absolutely, Fark. Another red day on the markets. Just talking about that right now. Not looking very positive. Good evening, Ricky. Oh, good morning. Morning and evening to you, Lisa. Morning from me, good evening to you. Price action, Alex. So what do I generally use to set up trades? So price action. So I look at candle formations and pattern breakouts. Yes, but it's price action. Morning, Neith, and you too, Karen. Absolutely, Kath. Today is absolutely no go at the minute. Nothing going on at the moment at all. Let's have a look at Chris. It is my mother's name after all. And breaking out there. Coherus Bioscience. No volume on it, so that's the problem with it. Oh, I don't know. Ian, September was not bad last year. Well, let's look at this. Let's look at the SPY, and we'll look at back to the daily. I'll go back to September last year. Yeah, September was a sell-off month. The market overall pretty much sold off the whole of September. Into the bottom. That was the market bottom in October, beginning to mid part of October. So October the 13th went down to what? 348 on the SPY. That was October last year. So approaching that level, approaching the anniversary of the market bottom. The question that I have is, are we heading back down that way? I don't think we are. We bounced on this line back in March on the pullback, and we moved up, bounced on the top, or rejected at the top. And I'm hoping we'll see a nice little bounce on this line again at some stage in October. Can I show you the price action? Yes, I can, and I do, and I will. But I have to be trading to show it to you, can't? Hey Brandon, good to see you. Welcome back, Virgo, good to see you too. Kind of struggling out here. Trying to find anything worth taking a look at. So Keras Bioscience announced the FDA issued complete response letter for Odenica on-body biologics license application solely due to an ongoing review of inspection findings at third-party filer. Announces completion of toripalimab FDA inspections. So that's why Coherus is moving up. Not on great volume though. So to be fair, there's no volume I think in the market at all today anyway. Prospectus from July. And Coherus. Is there an active shelf? That's what I'm looking for. Hey, Vol. S4. I'm just looking at the SEC filings for Coherus, looking for any shelf offering that might be still active. Quite a few prospectus amendments, but no, can't see any shelf registration. If someone else can see a shelf registration, let me know. But yeah, there's not enough volume to trade it anyway, so no is the answer. Not trading it. Have a look at Joby Aviation. Any action there at all? Joby's moving up. Joby Aviation. What's the story? Morning Glory. If BPTS is oh, there you go. Joby delivers first eVTOL aircraft to Edwards Air Force Base ahead of schedule. Delivery is part of Joby's 131 million contract with the Department of Defense. That's not a bad catalyst to be writing home about. Could be worth putting on the watch list for now. Boom, not got much else to watch. Stick that on the watch list. AMC back down at $7, $7.74. X-Paying $16.50. Yeah, not a lot setting up at all today. It's going to be a slow one. I can feel it. This might be the first no trade day in a while. Actually, I had a no trade day last Friday week. Oh, it was Monday week, or 2 weeks ago. I just didn't bother trading. Yeah, no, I said, show all my trades live. Just be wary. Don't follow me blindly. Don't try to copy my trade. There is a latency to the stream, so what you're seeing has already happened. But you can learn from it. Hopefully, you can learn from it. And you certainly see the logic. Well, not saying there's logic all the time, but certainly see this one. I do have prone to go a little bit doolally sometimes. But you see where I'm getting in and out, and the price action and everything else, yeah. What do I think about CNXA? Let me just have a quick look at the chart. Okay, so what do I think about it? I think it's a reverse stock split. I've not even looked at it. But I'm just going to have a quick look now. Just looking at the chart, that to me looks like a reverse stock split. So it's not gone from, I don't think it's gone from 12 to 460. Let me just have a look. CNXA into Benzinga, Connexa Sports Technologies, and there you go, 40 to 1 reverse stock split. That's what Connexa Sports Technologies is. It's not gone up, it's actually down 20%, believe it or not. So you think it's gone from 12 cents to 460, it's actually not. It's gone from 460 to 418. So it's actually down 20%. It's a reverse stock split. So for every 40 shares that were out in the market are now 1 share. So that's what's happened with Connexa. So do I think it's going to tank off? No, not on this volume. I just think it's just going to carry on plotting sideways like it pretty much did previously. So if you look at this, 13 cents. 12, 13 cents, not doing anything. That was Friday. Just sideways, 2 penny range. It's probably going to have similar kind of, well, we're looking about 20, 30 cent range. Sideways, do nothing action. Although reverse stock splits, we have seen recently that reverse stock splits have introduced a little bit of volatility to a stock, but there needs to be more volume to it. What's great is if you get volume, a bit of demand, and the lack of liquidity because there's less shares in the float, that can introduce the volatility. But Connexa, there's 11,000 shares been traded today, so that's not going to happen here. Morning, Robin. I hope you've had a good weekend, buddy. In fact, aside from Alistair, who had a fantastic weekend, going watching the tune and the winning, was it 8-0 or 9-0? I can't remember. 8-0, I think it was. So fair play to you, Alistair. Who else had a good weekend? I know I did. I watched Liverpool. It was on. I watched the Liverpool game. It was on a little bit later. But I watched Liverpool. Man United lose. No, Man United won, didn't they? It was Chelsea that lost. Man United beat the mighty Burnley in 20th position. So that was Spurs and Arsenal drew. So that allowed us to go into second place in the table behind Manchester City. So that was my team. What I did enjoy at the weekend was some of the rugby, some quality rugby on display at the weekend in the World Cup. If you're following the World Cup, if you're not following the World Cup, just put your brain off for the next 5 minutes and we'll talk about rugby. The World Cup was at the South Africa game versus Ireland was immense. I mean, what a game! That was quality rugby, top to bottom. And then that was on Saturday. I watched the England game. The England game, that was a dead rubber. It was a foregone conclusion. I think they're playing who were playing South American Blind School or something. It was like, that was a terrible game. But then Wales Australia, crunch game. So Australia had a shock defeat to Fiji early in the pool, which meant that they had to beat Wales for a hope of qualifying for the next stage. The way that the head-to-head record goes against them as well. So number 2 currently is Fiji. So if they manage to pass Fiji, the likelihood is they'll be on the same points, and head-to-head will come into standing, and they won't qualify. So they needed to get something against Wales, ideally a bonus point as well, and they lost. And not only did they lose, they lost by a record margin. Wales beat them by 60 points to nil. Absolutely amazing, you know? Was it 71-0 or whatever it was? No, I thought it was 60 points to nil. It was the 71 was the England game. But the Wales, they were just on fire. But Australia were equally just terrible, which is unusual because Australia are usually one of the top 3 favourites for the tournament title. Every time that the World Cup comes around, Australia are up there, usually one of the tournament favourites, pre-tournament favourites for sure. Not this year. I mean, they were terrible. They were absolutely terrible. They weren't great against Fiji, but I thought they couldn't be that bad against Wales, and they were worse. So I don't think Wales... I mean, Wales looked good against Australia, but I think they were allowed to look good. France looked good. I thought France looked good as well. So I think Ireland is still the favourites for me. Beating South Africa, it wouldn't surprise me if it ends up being an Ireland-South Africa final. I know they just played each other in the group stage, but the way it works out with the quarterfinals and semi-finals and some, they could end up meeting, if they win in the knockout stages, they could end up meeting each other in the final again. So that wouldn't surprise me if that happens. That's the world number 1 and 2. Happen to be in the same group, and Ireland seem to have come out on top. Not over yet, but I can't see Ireland losing a game there. Yeah, but was it Chile? I thought it was. I thought it was the Chilean blind school, because they were awful. How did Chile beat the USA to get to qualify is beyond me. All I can say about that is, you guys in the USA, you must be really crap at rugby. You must be really crap at rugby. That's a real man's oval ball shaped game. Forget this helmets and pads nonsense. Go and learn how to play rugby properly, and allowing Chile to beat you to get to the World Cup. Come on. I thought the rugby should be a game that the US should be absolutely in love with. I mean, the aggression's there. You've got the violence on the pitch. You've got the skill level that's required. It's fast paced. You should be absolutely in love with rugby. But maybe it's a bit too technical, I guess. I don't know. SPAC merger, Conduit Pharma. It's done nothing but sell since the merger went through. Dolby popped and dropped at the moment. Over 660 could be of interest, but I doubt it. And BPTS, sub $2 stock that I was watching early because there was nothing else worth watching, is also popped and dropped. So this is last it moved up to a high of 148. It's back down at 130 and underneath the VWAP. So yeah, that's no trade there either. Right now, the top momentum stock at the moment is below $2, so I won't be trading it. It is Transco Therapeutics. Ticker NAZ. So that's moving up now. It's just not long since it's got over the last 5-10 minutes. It's just got over the $1 barrier, and this is currently up almost 60% on the day from Friday's close price. So it's moved up 70% in the last hour. It did go red on the day. So this is Transcode Therapeutics. Why is it moving, you ask me? I haven't Scooby-Doo, but I can find out for you. Oh yeah, here we go. Transcode Therapeutics are trading higher after the company announced preclinical glioblastoma results with its lead candidate TTX MC138. So it's clinical trials. Morning, Art Market. Very happy with the Welsh win, Alan. Well, you should be, but I wouldn't get too carried away with that one because Australia were awful. But at least you're into the next round. You're pretty much guaranteed into the next round. You'd have to have an absolute capitulation to lose it from here and finish third in the group. It's possible mathematically, but highly unlikely. Yeah, I think Eddie's out of a job end of the tournament. He was England manager for too long, I think. They're not going to, because of that, as well, because he was the England manager, they ain't going to give him an easy ride. There's no way he's going to be able to live that hammering at the hands of Wales, and of course the shock defeat to Fiji. He's going to be gone after this tournament. They can't change mid-tournament, but he's not going to have a job after the tournament. The Aussies, Australia have a much higher expectation of their national team when it comes to rugby, and that's just not delivering, quite frankly. So Joby Aviation now back below the VWAP, so a bit of a pop and drop there. Might have been able to get in there for around 650-ish, 655, something like that, to get up and maybe get 10 cents. But 10-cent move this early in the morning. What's this spread? 2 cents on Joby Aviation. That's pushing it, you know. Yeah, he didn't have much. Wasn't much else he could do though, Alan, was there? Let's face it. You can always go manage Italy or one of the minnows, you know, Japan or whoever. Yeah, not a lot of movement in the markets, guys. Any of you boxing fans, did any of you watch the heavyweight clash between Zhao Zhang and Joe Joyce? That was, well, I wasn't surprised at the outcome. I was surprised in the manner of the outcome. I thought Zhang was, he was head and shoulders above Joyce in the first game, and Joyce's style is just, they call him the juggernaut for a reason. It's because he's just too thick skull to try and dodge a punch. And when someone the size of Zhang hits you, you stay punched. The heavyweight division, you can't just plow through people like Joe Joyce was trying to do. So, I mean, if Anthony Joshua or you know, Dillian White went up, or you know, any of the big hitters went up against Joe Joyce, he wouldn't stand a chance either. So. But yeah, Zhang wants Tyson Fury. How do you see that one playing out? If you're a boxing fan, let me know your thoughts. Tyson Fury versus Zhao Zhang. Of course, he's got to beat the MMA fighter first, which I can't see any problems in that. Let's get the like count up. I know I'm not doing much trading because there's nothing much to trade right now, but let's hit that thumbs up button, guys. You know the drill by now. If we can get to 50 likes, I can feed the hairy beast. I can feed the chow chow. 50 likes and the chow chow gets a treat. Let's get that like count up. At least half of you need to have hit that thumbs up button. Fury versus Ngannou. I can't see Alex. I can't see Ngannou having any. I think Fury will carry him for a few rounds, but it's only going to end one way. Ngannou's a tough guy, but he's an MMA guy. He's not. He might be a big striker in MMA, but he's not a boxer. He's never had a box. He's never had a professional boxing match in his life. He's not. It's just a. Nah, can't see it. Someone needs to beat Usyk and be willing to take a very small purse to get you undisputed, because Usyk wants equal pay for undisputed, and Fury's having none of it, which I can't understand, because Usyk's got most of the belts. Usyk's got three out of the 4 belts, 4 out of the 5 belts if you include the IBO as well. But he's got the majority of the belts, and he wants equal pay, which I think is the 2 undefeated champions coming together head to head. The old gotta go kind of thing. You think, you know, equal pay, or maybe take 40-40, and the winner, whoever wins, gets the additional 20. I don't know. I don't think the problem with do I invest long term in companies? Yes, I do, Alex. Yes, I do. So what I recommend anybody doing, I don't make not financial advice. You do your own thing, but what I suggest you do is, if you are successful at day trading, you're consistently profitable, you take your gains from your day trading. What I do is you put a third away for the taxman. They always like the slice of flesh, the pound of flesh. Put a third away from the taxman. It's never usually a third. If you've got a decent a decent accountant, they usually find clever ways to minimise your tax liabilities. So you end up with a nice little bonus there. But put a third away for the taxman. You put a third away in longer term investments. Build yourself a portfolio for the long term for your retirement, and then you've got a third for your cost of living, standard of living, and any treats and whatever you want to do with it. Niall, I agree with you. You can't beat what you can't hit. You've seen Fury in against some good professionals, and he's too slick on his feet. And Ngannou, who's not a boxer, he just won't have the footwork or the hand speed to trouble Fury. I don't think. He either gets very lucky and lands flush on Fury's chin. And even then, I don't think he's going to win, because look what happened with Wilder. Wilder, arguably the biggest hitter in the division at the moment, landed flush on Fury's chin on more than one occasion, knocked him spark out, and he got back up and won. Well, it was a draw by the judges' cards, but he won that. He won that fight. He should have won that round, but for the knockdown, and he won every round after. So, and he won every round before. So there's no way that Fury lost or even drew that fight where he got knocked out by Wilder. But look, he's fought Wilder 3 times, beat him 3 times. Officially, it's 2 and a draw. But what's Ngannou going to do that Wilder can't? It depends, Alan. I've reached a point where I've got an account size now where I can trade just cash, but it is a margin account. So trading with a margin account is important, not just for the leverage. So put that into, what do I mean by that? So a margin account is effectively an instant credit account. So if you've got, let's say you've got a small account, you've got a $10,000 account on a margin account versus a $10,000 account, cash account. So a $10,000 account, margin account, depending on your broker, but on average, let's just say you're going to get a 5x leverage, a margin leverage available to you because it's a margin. So you can take up to $50,000 of position size with your $10,000, because you're effectively borrowing from your broker to take a larger size for larger gains and potentially larger losses. So that's always a risk, and that's where the margin. But probably one of the biggest, the two biggest benefits I'm just going to come to, but one of the biggest benefits is instant settlement in a margin account. So in a cash account, you've got $10,000. And you can only trade with $10,000. The problem being is you trade with that $10,000 today, you've got the T+2 settlement rule. So that means you can't trade with that tomorrow, because you've got to wait for that $10,000 that you've traded to settle, and then you can trade it again on Wednesday. So it's trade plus 2 days. So the way to get around that, if you've got a $10,000 account, you trade $5,000 worth of equity today, $5,000 tomorrow, $5,000 Wednesday, and then you get unlimited number of trades. With a $10,000 account, you'd be more than likely subject to the PDT rule, unless you're with a broker like CMEG that doesn't employ the PDT rule. The other advantage, so you've got the advantage of leverage, and then you've also got the advantage of the instant settlement. But another advantage of trading in a margin account is the ability to short. In a cash account, because there is no credit facility in a cash account, you can't borrow shares to sell and buy back later, which is effectively what shorting is doing. So the idea of shorting is you sell the share, you borrow shares from your broker, and you sell them now with the view that the price drops, so you can buy them back at a later date to give back to your broker. Or later in the day, or in a few more minutes to give back to your broker. So you're actually pocketing the difference as the price drops, as opposed to going long, where you're pocketing the difference as the price increases. So that's the advantages of trading in a margin account. Is the two main advantages for me is not just the leverage, it's the instant settlement, which I think is probably the single biggest advantage of trading in a main account, and the ability to short. So switch your tactics around. Actually, I've not even looked at the let's have a quick look at switching around gainers and losers. Is it a shorting day today? No, not yet. No, absolutely. It was like when McGregor fought Mayweather. I mean, fair play to McGregor. He managed to clock Mayweather a few times, but it was nowhere near ever troubling him. An MMA fighter is not going to, unless they've come from boxing to go into MMA and they've found the calling in MMA, but they've had a boxing upbringing, they're not going to be able to trouble a professional boxer out boxing. I mean, it's just not going to happen. I've not been swing trading in the bull market. I was doing quite a bit of swing trading, Robert. I've not been doing much swing trading since. So I didn't do much swing trading last year. I did a little bit, but with options, I was more taking swinging options plays. Whereas this year, there wasn't a lot of movement for swing trades. I tend to be long biased, even on swing trades as well. So I don't tend to short that often. Facebook, Meta last year would have been great to be shorting right from the off for a swing trade and just short it for 6 months. After those poor earnings in January last year, short it for 6 months, because the next two earnings were a catastrophe for them as well. But yeah, I do swing, but not as I used to swing. My first foray into trading was swing trading, because I have a 9 to 5. I was doing my 9 to 5, and I would just set a trade going and set my stop loss and my take profit, and I might check on it during the day. And if I was considerably approaching the profit that was actually pulling back down, I might take profits early or whatever. But or I'd just see if it played out, and if it hit one of those levels, the take profit or stop loss. And that's what I was doing before I got into day trading. When I lost my 9 to 5, I went into day trading because, well, I was able to do it. So yeah, besides Wilder having a stronger knockout punch, I don't know about him defending well. I mean, Wilder is, his name suggests his name's a really good name for him because he's wild, and his style or lack thereof was always going to come a cropper against the big. He was reliant on landing that one big shot, and if he landed it, it was good night Vienna, you know. But defensively, he got found out quite a few times. It depends. It depends on the play that you're doing. So there's a whole bunch of different plays that you can do with options and options plays, and I covered that up in the Day Trade with Tony, Introduction to Options as well, complex option strategies, and if you've got a particularly volatile stock or you're entering a particularly volatile period and you believe the stock's good for it, then taking a complex strategy is not necessarily what you have to do. You can just go straight long or short on the options. But if you're not taking a volatile stock or you're unsure which way, it's like coming into earnings, for example, using an options play where you're going to get the good of both ways, and you're going to end up, you don't know if it's going to go up or down. That's usually where you put various option strategies in place, so that, bridge or something, and do it that way. But we're not there right now. Job is above the VWAP. We've got less than 12 minutes to the open, and nothing is moving. Yeah, well, and that's one of the reasons I don't trade those crappy sub $2 stocks, Robin. Morning by the dip. Come on, let's get that like count up. We've not even got halfway there yet. There's less than half of you have hit that thumbs up button on the old YouTube. How are we doing on TikTok? We've not got many viewers on TikTok, but everybody just give the screen a tap like 10 or 12 times. Let's get the like count up. I need to be feeding my pooch today, so if we can get to 50 likes on YouTube, we get to give my pooch one of these beef jerky things. We have to give my pooch one of these beef jerky things. Otherwise, she goes hungry, and it's all on you. I hope you can live with yourselves if you starve my poor fuzzy pooch. Famous, like what I like to do in that situation, Robin, is take half off. You get your 10 cents, take half off, and then if it pulls back to break even, you get out. It messes a bit with your risk reward, but you get to your initial first take profit, and you want more, so you leave half in for the rest. You can always add back as it continues up. But if it pulls back from that 10 cents, you're at least taking a profitable share because you get out to break even. So that's one of the things I like to do, at least, anyway. Yeah, but it's up at what? 75% up on the day. But I don't like these stocks at this price. I mean, it's very thickly traded. If you look at the level 2, it's very thickly traded. There's a seller there of 8,500, 10,000 seller there right now. Another 3,000 below it. So there's and that's just one of the sellers. So very thickly traded. I don't like trading thickly traded stocks like that on the level 2. I prefer less thickly traded stocks. But 10 million shares have gone through. It's up 77, nearly 78%. Good luck. I know, exactly. Well, the 11,000 buyer there, 12,000 buyer there. No, 20,000 buyer. Right now, there's not been much going on at all on the market. if you look at, just look at this, we've got Joby Aviation and Ardilix. Let's have a look at Ardilix. It's only up five. Look at this. We're above $2. We've got nothing that's moved. And we're looking at the losers as well. Let's just have a quick micro algo biggest loser. So if I even put the losers in there, there's only one above 15%, which is what I like to look for. 14-15% or above. So even if I put the losers in there, there's still no momentum. There's just nothing with any significant momentum of any shape. Micro algo's down quite a bit, but that might bounce. We'll see. Let's put the gainers on there. Yeah, hit that like button. What's wrong with you guys? You know, I got through all the trouble of getting up, staying up late at night to entertain you guys, and you can't even be bothered to hit that thumbs up button. Come on, sort it out. It's Yom Kippur, is it really? Well, good luck, Robin. I hope it works for you, buddy. Yeah, we've got 6.5 minutes before the bell and nothing moving. Well, I don't know about it being worth watching on slow days like today. I'm kind of getting bored of myself for talking, you know. I don't know if my good lady wife is, my fiance is watching, but if she is, she might bring me a full glass of water. We'll see. Oh, so my fiance's got allergies, and it's about 4 or 5 years ago we were together, and we went for a weekend away or whatever it was, and she was having a really bad headache. But when I'm away, I always take, you know, the bare essentials when it comes to medication. So I gave her one of my ibuprofen, and she had an allergic reaction to it. She puffed up like a pufferfish. I don't know if you've ever seen that Will Smith movie where he has an allergic reaction to the fish. She did that, but with 2 ibuprofen. Anyway, she likes fish as well, which is a shame because she has this reaction. She takes the antihistamines and things like that. Today, she had a bit of an upset stomach, so I've given her a Alka-Seltzer. I mean, what can go wrong with Alka-Seltzer? It's just a bit of aspirin and, you know, citric acid and the likes. She's puffed up like a balloon on the back of Alka-Seltzer. Allergic to aspirin now as well, so hitch, that's the one all day. Yeah. So she's not happy with me for giving her aspirin, and her face was puffed up. So she just had to take some antihistamines to. It's amazing if you've got allergies, and if you do have allergies, if you're allergic to stuff, you've got to be careful on what you have. I've never been like that. The only thing I've ever had an allergic reaction to is personal washing powder and wintergreen. And wintergreen, or he just gave me an itch. I put wintergreen on my thighs in the winter when I was playing rugby, and I broke out in blotches. That was about it. And personal washing powder, I broke out in hives when I was in early 20s. And I took some home, some clothes home from college, and my mum washed it in Purcell, and I broke out in hives. And my ex-wife bought 2 big, you know, boxes of personal washing powder when we first got married. I'm like, you know, I can't use that. She says, but it's buy one get one free. I'm like, it's buy one, don't use any because I can't use it. And Needless to say, there's a reason why we're not married anymore. She's an ex-wife for a reason. So SPY bounced on that 428 level. Still underneath the VWAP. I'm kind of feeling a little bit despondent today. I'm not seeing anything worth trading at all. And when it's like this, I have a tendency to take boredom trades, and it doesn't really work out well for me. So I need to be disciplined enough just to wait for the setup. I did it Thursday after a bit of a losing streak. I did it on Thursday. I waited for the setups, got over goal. Did it well on Friday. Finished the stream actually with over goal. Being disciplined is essential, particularly when a market's like it is and there's nothing moving. You end up, you're watching the market so vehemently waiting for a setup, you'll take subpar trades because there's nothing to trade. Don't do that. It very rarely works out. Wait for the right setup. I can't even trade that because of lack of volume. What are you guys watching? If anything. I'll put my transcore back on here for Robin. You're in at 117, did you say? There you go, you've got your 10 cents and then some. Nice pop there. Hope you managed to catch that one there, Robin. And that's where I would take half off and let the rest ride, and just put my stop at break even. And you put your stop in place now because there's only a minute left before the market opens. If you're at 117, I would take half off and put my stop at 120. That would be me. First candle breaks the new low is always a bit of a warning sign for impending reversal. But that's just me. It's not advice. It's you do you. I don't want you to feel like you've lost out on anything. At the moment, it is Calvis. That's a good good stuff there then, Robin. Nice little trade is that. 15 cents. All right, I'll change the scanners over. Good luck. There's the bell. I'm thinking Joby Aviation might move. It's the only thing on the list that might move. There's no gap and go candidates because there's no gaps, quite frankly. So there's nothing really gapped up. Joby's moved 5%, but everything else after that, just waiting for something, anything. I've had a good run over the last couple of weeks, from like $3 up to $6 now. It's just no volume. Nobody trading it. What about micro algo? Is we going to get a bounce after the big sell-off on Friday? gapped up well and then sold off the rest of the day. Pre-market and the open, it moved up to $10 and then sold off, and it's been selling off all the way since. So this is micro algo. So this is one of the stocks that I traded on Friday that helped me get to gold. It is the stock that helped me get to gold. It's 6,000 micro algo on Friday. After I finished trading it, it sold off the rest of the day. Nothing jumping out right now. For me, NAS halted. Transcore Therapeutics. Let's go back to that one. There's nothing worth. Wait a minute. Is Joby about to break out? And we'll get break of that pre-market high. It'd be interesting. 667. Marathon Digital up there at 860s. Yeah, just very choppy indeed. Let's have a look at Transcode. So Transcode took off. Well, I hope you're still in it there, Robin. Well, you got out at 150. Oh, well, that's okay. That's not a problem. This is going to gap up to 160. Don't chase it. Wait for a pullback. Don't just jump in chasing it. Wait for a pullback. If it gets over $2, I might be interested. But right now, nah. Well, you might be in luck there all day. Just be wary of a pullback. That's a nice look. I'm sure that takes you over gold, Robin. That must take you over gold, right? Oh, I thought I had changed that to yeah, not a lot moving right now. Let's have a look at Williams. A bit more expensive. Well, you know my motto: get green, stay green, get to gold, get out. Nice, nice little win is that. This one's halted. Golden Heaven halted as well. 80-cent move up from the bell. But just there's not a single candle over 20,000 there. Of the three candles that it's had, not a single one over 20,000. Let's have a look. Can we break? 866. Can we go green on the day with Marathon Digital? That's a good question. Let's see. TikTok quiet today. Very quiet on the old tickety-tockety. Oh, come on. Give us something to trade. $130% up on the day is Transcore Therapeutics. Should resume now. Yeah, there you go. And alt level 178. So If you're in it, be wary. I hope you've got a stop in place. 178 is the halt to the upside, 148 is the halt to the downside. So if it fills the gap, it might fill it to a halt. Don't normally spend this much time looking at a dollar stock price that's $1, but Joe be breaking out. Okay, Joby, let's see if you're going to move up. It's a nice catalyst you have. Let's see, can we get $0.75 level? 675. 10 cents is pretty much the range. Well, 8 cents the range now. So can we get 10? Or do we give it back? Don't be giving your money back on that one now, Robin. You're over gold. Don't risk the setup unless it's a good one. Flat topping here, or what we're doing? We're breaking out. Got a 9 cent range. Pulled back 9 cents. So 9 cents the other way. Come on. Why I'm not seeing anything at all on the Is anyone's signals working on Benzinga? Mine don't seem to be working for whatever reason. Scanners are working, screen is working, just signals are not. Oh, S&P 500 is up slightly at the moment. Oh, it's down slightly, sorry. It's above the VWAP slightly. So we've got the $0.75 level. Let's see if we can get the 10 cents. Just going to stick a 10 cent trailing stop in place there. Just I'm not feeling it. While we wait for something, anything to materialize. Come back to Joby shortly. Still halted. should resume in 1 minute's time. I need some volume for me to trade it though. Hey Radko, good to see you again, buddy. It's quite a bit of selling, but a lot of red on the scanners. Maybe it's a day for shorting. Well, I can leave Job in there now. If it continues up, fine. If it's not, it's paid for itself. It's a profitable trade-ish, give or take. Might be a scratch trade if I get some slippage. Let's have a look at GDHD again. GDHG, Golden Heavens. Oh, big gap up, fast pullback. 5-cent spreads are not bad. 10-cent spreads now, so 20-cent spreads. So spreads are getting wider on Golden Heaven. That was a decent volume candle as well. Not much movement to the upside now, though. Not exactly what I would call a good setup. Did I just see Peloton hit the scanners there? Peloton breaking the pre-market range, breaking out. A bit thickly traded for my liking. Nice one, get him. Glad to hear it. So I made 25 bucks on Job. It paid for itself. That's about it. I'm kind of frustrated right now. Sit on my hands and do nothing kind of day. Nothing is really going parabolic. There's nothing really exciting me. Let's have a look at Transcode Therapeutics again. It's not what I trade, but it's getting up there towards that level. So looks like possible double top if it resumes at 175, which is currently what it's looking like doing. M pattern on the 1 and 2 minute. Just a double top on the 5 minute. Just be wary of that. Wary of the pullback. It's at a key psychological level at 175. It looks like it's going to gap down slightly. A resumption of a couple of cents. I'm not seeing any TikTok messages. Let me just see what's going on there, because I'm not seeing any TikTok messages. No, not seeing any TikTok messages. Sorry, if you're watching on TikTok, I'm not seeing any messages on TikTok for whatever reason. I don't know. No, not at all. Yeah, so if you're on TikTok, I apologize. I don't know why. There's probably an issue with TikTok Studio that's not showing me the messages. So no worries. No, they were just it was just a business call, a little bit of a catch up. Benzinga, there's a few issues that they're having with fraud and stuff, which kind of understand, but that's not my problem. But there's a couple of other things coming down the line as well. Nothing that you guys need to know about. That's more from a partnership base. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, Benzinga just continues to do its job. Although saying that, the signals don't seem to be working for me today. Is anybody else having issues? Well, if I've got messages, sorry about that, James. I can't see them. Let me just. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll log in on this. See if I can see them here. So this should resume in about 20 seconds. Yeah. Oh, middle nation trade. So I really think these indications, well, middle nation trade, I don't know what indicators you're talking about, buddy. But there you go. Allergic to aspirin is unexpected. Yeah, it was, absolutely. Morning, Tom. Morning, Jack. Well, I'll keep that there and I can check it. I can check my messages there instead. So I'll prop that up there. I'm now seeing TikTok messages. I've just logged in with somewhere else. Yeah, well, it's a double top as well. It's not just a pullback. It's the double top as well there, Cal. Look at it. Double top up here. Mara. Micro algo. Anybody seeing anything moving at all? You're always top of the momentum and it's not even done anything. I'm kind of disappointed in today's market. You can't trade this. How do you trade this market? Is this shorter's dream, I guess? It's a lot of sideways chop. There's not a lot of movement. If you look at, let's just put the gainers and losers on together. So micro algo and SolarWind Holdings, the only thing over 10 that have moved over 10% right now, above $2 that is, on the day that is. So there's not a lot moving anyway other than sideways. It's very sideways day today. Yeah, what do you do? I mean, what can you do? I guess it's just sit on your hands and wait, guys. That's pop and drop. What I like to call a pop and drop. Gap and crap. If it had gapped up, it might have been, but it didn't, so yeah. Yeah, just nothing worth trading at the moment, guys. Joby's probably the closest thing, but even that's not great setup. Just doesn't have the velocity, the range. I mean, we're talking 6 cents range, $6 stock and a range on the 1 minute of 6.5 cents, 12 cents on the 5 minute. So essentially, I'm looking at being guaranteed to make at least 10 cents is what I'm looking for. I'm not likely to have to wait at least 5 minutes. So, yeah. Well, Vegas, that seems to have been the profitable way to move. Yeah, I got 1 cent on it, cast. Yeah, Yom Kippur, apparently, I was told earlier in the chat. So, big Jewish holiday today. Some of my in-laws are Jewish as well, so should have known that. Any kind of low floater will be great. Let's see if I pop this out, does it work? No. Yeah, no, my signals aren't working for whatever reason. Just as well my scanners and screeners are. No, there's nothing interesting. The charts don't even look good. Totally agree with you, Vol. Well, UVIX is an ETF. I don't trade derivatives, Jakim. You should know that by now, buddy. You've been coming to this channel for long enough. You should know I don't trade derivatives. Hopefully we'll get a low floater. Something will move nice. Faraday. Let's have a look at you. I've traded Faraday in the past. But again, I don't like it. No, it's just not setting up nice as far as I'm concerned. Just broke above the VWAP, maybe VWAP binds, I don't know. No real good setups at the moment. I'm not going to take it. I'd rather not take a trade than take a trade that's. And I know I'm usually the worst person for doing that. I'm usually the worst person for when there's nothing in a market like this, when the day's like this, and there's nothing to trade. I'm usually one of these people that take a board and trade subpar setup, and it'll go well for me for whatever reason. Or I'll take a subpar setup and I'll reach my max loss because boredom trades very rarely work. If they're not part of your strategy, if they don't meet your criteria for it to be part of your strategy, don't trade it. That's simple. Be patient. Well, good stuff, Robin. That was a good one to trade. Yeah, well, it was a pop and drop, wasn't it, Rolf? I wouldn't say Yang's another. It's another ETF. The only thing moving really is ETFs there, you can. By all means, go and trade them. I don't trade derivatives. It's one of my rules of trading. And so I don't trade sub $2. I don't trade derivatives. I don't trade futures. I don't trade crypto. From a day trading point of view, I don't trade crypto or Forex. In fact, if you're trading Forex, good luck to you, but it's a mug's game. If you've not got a seven-figure account, the odds are stacked against you and you're probably going to lose. In fact, I'd probably wager that you will lose, and I've got a better chance of saying that you're going to lose your money if trading Forex than you have of making money trading Forex. That's how much the odds are stacked against you. No, it is not really, Calvus, because if you've got an edge on the market, if you've got the reason why you see a lot of these big Forex traders that are making money. The reason they're making money is because they can take a big position and scalp a small size, a small move. They can afford to take that big position. Small accounts can't do that. And in order to take that big position, they're going to have to take like big leverage with it. And if they take big leverage, that means if it goes against them, they end up losing their account. So with Forex, the odds are heavily stacked against you. Yes, the odds are against you being successful as a day trader as well, because you need to learn how. If you've got a strategy that gives you an edge, if you trade the price action right and you are disciplined, then you have an edge over the market, then you have a better chance of being able to be consistently profitable. But also recognize the fact that not every day is going to go your way. I mean, look at me, 4 days in a row, I was a losing trader. And then 2 days last week, not only did I recover the 4 days losses, but some besides. So, and that's the big thing. You've got to make sure you're able to recover the losses. You've got to be able to make sure you can take the losses, but also recover the losses. In Forex, it's even more so than equities, Calvus. I think if you're trading options, you don't need as big an account to trade options. If you trade it if you're disciplined with your trades, and you can actually make money with options, you're not going to make huge money with a small account, but with the right strategies, you can make money with options, more so than you can with Forex with a small account. I was over goal on Friday. Traded 2 stocks and was over goal. Only one that was profitable, but micro algo is selling off today, and I made over 6K on micro algo on Friday. That didn't just take me over goal. It actually achieved goal on its own. Yeah, Joby's not, the range on Joby's, it's just not worth risking it right now. CCG trying to bounce. Have a look. Recent IPO, X Group, Chi Group, whatever you want to call yourself. Not great volume though. Moving up, but it's just not on good volume. 277,000 shares traded all day so far. So yeah, I'm inclined to give that a miss. Is our NAS halted again? Is it Park? Halted to the upside again, and it looks like it's going to become eligible for me to trade. So it's Transcode Therapeutics. It looks like it's going to resume at just over $2, so 201, about 6 cent gap up. So this should resume at 10:06 plus change. I say 10:06, that's the time it will resume. It looks like it's going to gap up slightly. It's already, see, I wouldn't be chasing it right now because it's already very extended. If you look at this on the 5 minute, if you're on TikTok, I'll show you this on the 5 minute. If you look at this on the 5 minutes, it's extremely extended up there at $2 from where it come from. 60 cents was the low, pre-market low, and it's up there at 195. So it's nearly 200% up on the day. It's a 3x move on the price. So good luck if you're in it. I'm not seeing much trade at all. CCG was hitting the scanners, but again, not something. Volume's inconsistent. The volume profiles are inconsistent, so I can't take the trade there. It's above the VWAP now, but spread's 30 cents. It's not worth the risk. Range 60 cents. So this is almost, well, 59. So the 2-to-1 ratio I'm looking for between the 1 minute range and the spread is there, but I'm just, looks like it's going to be no trade day. How do I find out what the resumption time is, Ian? Well, by doing a little bit of back of the head mathematics. So you look at the halts are usually in 5 minute bundles. So it's a 5 minute halt. If it's particularly volatile, it will be 10 minutes, or it'll be 20 minutes, or it's in lots of 5 minutes. So the longest that I've been in myself is about 30 minutes. That's not an IPO. It's about 30 minutes. The longest I've seen volatility halt has been 90 minutes. So go figure. There is an IPO today, but I don't think it's going to happen. So it's not priced, but it. Well, you pick up this knowledge from experience, and now you know as well, Ian. Some people can find out directly. Some softwares, I think Bloomberg Terminal will tell you directly whether it's a 5, 10, 15, 20 minute halt, whatever it is on the resumption time. Otherwise, it's just halt time plus 5 minutes, halt time plus 10 minutes, whatever. So if I look at RNAS, for example, RNAS, Transcode Therapeutics. So that just resumed straight up into another up halt. So this might go parabolic now, not that it hasn't already. So this should resume. It looks like it's going to gap up to 235. So I think this is probably going to be a 10-minute halt. So 10:09 or 10:14 will be when this, well, just shy of 10:10 and 10:15, because it's 10:04:56 when it halted. So in 5 minutes time, we'll come back and look at that. It might be the one that gives us an opportunity to make some money. It might just completely reverse and take our money off us. So let's see. Yeah, another low priced one. ESGL Holdings. This was a $24 stock back in beginning of August. But it's sold off since. Again, not something I'm interested in trading as long as it's below $2. That's just the rules I have. Not saying that you can't trade it or you can't be profitable trading it. We've seen already that a few people have traded this, and no, I don't think so. Good question though, Jakinya. The last time we were at this level, was back in July. So we're up at kind of 230s in July, 240s. It's a key level here in 230, between 230, 235 in July. I'll show you what I'm looking at it myself, but so I'll have a look at where we're actually at right now. You can see 220 is where we're at. It's going to gap up. I'm looking at 229, so 229 there. That was support back in June and July. We've got huge. I mean, this was a $20 stock there back in February. So Transcord Therapeutics, and it's had a torrid year basically. Had a bit of a gap up here, a good day before the sell-off. A couple of spikes, obviously on news, but in the long run, it's been selling off most of the year. So this should resume in about 2 minutes time, or 7 minutes if it's a 10-minute halt like I think it will be. UPTD, let's have a look at that one. That no volume. Oh, come on. Further acquisition. It had a couple of good days over the last couple of weeks. Really good days. But you can't trade that kind of volume. My scanners have just given up the ghost. Anybody else with Benzinga scanners not working? Let's have a look at RNS. Transcord Therapeutics. Yeah, I'm still the beta scanner seems to be working, Alistair. So if you're struggling with the movers widgets, then just use the beta scanner. I'm using the beta scanner. You can see that beta scanner's working okay. It's real-time updates, but the signal's not working. The movers are not working. So Benzinga's having a bit of a poor day today. But then again, there's not a lot for it to be reporting. There's not a lot moving. So if this is a 5 minute, it should resume in about 20 seconds. It looks like it's going to gap up to 280 if it does, which is 60-cent gap up. 270 was 270, so it's a 50-cent gap up. 56, 60 cent. I think this is probably going to be a 10-minute halt. Yeah, it is a 10-minute halt. So the reason I said that was going to be a 10-minute halt is when you look at the imbalance, you see a lot of fluctuation across the imbalance, and it's usually a lot wider than you expect it to be. And it doesn't stabilize, but then it started to stabilize. So this should resume in 4 minutes. Just over 4 minutes. ESGL rejecting at the $0.50. Mayo, Mond, no. Yeah, I think I'm just going to put it on transport and wait. There's nothing else worth even considering right now. So we've got quite a bit of a long wait then. So yeah, we've got about 3 minutes to go. Oh, 2 minutes to go. Oh, I was right the first time. 3 minutes. So how are you getting on, guys? Have you taken any trades yet? Is our NAS the only mover today that anybody's managed to make any money on? Robin was at goal, over goal with it, but it's I hope you he was in at 117. I hope you managed to hold on for the open. 117 upwards. Yeah, just the one trade for me. Profitable, but it's negligible. It's a scratch day, really, when you think about it. So, where'd you get in, Ian? What price did you get in? Any green is good green, no balls. Remember that. Any green is good green. You can see it on the imbalance. Right now I'm seeing 256 as the resumption price. You see it on the montage there, killer kind. Yeah, but that's what tends to happen, Neith, is that when it's a more volatile move, that first, it looks like it's going to gap up and then it starts to pull back. As the imbalance starts to resolve itself, that's what the whole point of the halt is for, is to cool it down. I mean, it went up to 280, but now it's like 250, 260, so it's still a big gap up. Still a big gap up. I mean, when you think of it, it's a $2 stock. For it to move 50 cents, that's a 25% gap. You know, think about if it was a $10 stock, that's moving like a $2.50 gap. You know, relatively speaking, it's a big gap up. Yeah, well, Joby, it was looking a bit weak. There was a head and shoulders up there, so on Joby. This should resume in about 30-40 seconds now. I've got 260 as the resumption price. So it should 258, 259, 260, so 256 right now. So it's been fluctuating between kind of 255 and 265. We should get a resumption in about 10 seconds. Should be a significant gap up. 260. There you go. Got in on the ask. Is it halting? It's at the halt level. It's halted. Should have put a stop in place. There you go. Yeah, I'm a bit foolish for chasing this, but there's nothing else. You know what I'm like. Micro algo popping. So high of day at the moment is 348. Micro algo. Just broke above the VWAP with a nice, a bit of an increase in volume as well. So we'll get an increase in volume here. To the downside. So once it bounced on the VWAP, it tapped it on the bid. Everybody's boarding the Tory train today.